Hey, what's up guys? Nick the Informative Fisherman on behalf of Lucky Tackle Box today, and today I'm going to be breaking down the panfish boxes from September and October. I'm going to kind of do an unboxing and talk a little bit about what I think I'm going to do with these baits. Then I'm going to go out and hopefully catch some fish on it, and then show you guys some B-roll as I'm talking about the product if I manage to catch them or not. So let's start with the September box. First thing I'm going to do is reach in here, some Mustad long shank size 2.0 hooks. That would be for like big minnows. If you want to drift live minnows for big crappie, that's on the bigger side. That would be more if you're chasing trophy size crappie with bigger minnows. A Blaze inline spinner. This is like your old school style rooster tails right here. 16th ounce. When this is good, the pre-spawn for panfish, basically March through April, moving bait can work really well. Low light hours, early morning, later in the evening, this can work really well. And then all throughout the fall, once your water temperatures 70s, 60s, and well, lower 70s, I'm talking like 72 to about 50, 55 degree range, moving baits work really, really well too. And chartreuse works great in like stained ponds where you have a lot of greenery to your water. These are cool. I'm pretty sure I seen these on, oh, what's the name of that show with Mark Cuban? What's the name of that show, Dad, where they do the business deals? Shark Tank. That's where I'm pretty sure I seen these. 12 gauge shotgun shell bobbers. And if I don't recall, I think these ones were actually used at one time. I may be wrong, but yeah, kind of gimmicky, but a cool gift to have a bobber. So I like it. I'll try it out. I'll use it. It's duck season anyways. I might as well blast some fish with some shotgun shells. Throwback Lures mini crank. I'm going to show you guys this one up close too. I'll take a close-up shot of that. This is the Ghost Minnow color. It says this guy gets down, not showing the depth. I'm looking at the lip right here. I would say on probably 4-pound line, I'm going to guess you're going to get about 6 or 7 foot of depth out of that guy, which is really cool. And it's in a Ghost Minnow color for me, which means I'm going to fish it in cleaner water when smaller bait fish are prevalent. Silver sides, juvenile shad, baby bait fish. In the post-spawn, when bass are in the post-spawn, that's generally where there's a lot of those little tiny bass fry around, and that kind of mimics that as well. So you can probably catch a lot of big panfish anytime you see juvenile fish around with that guy right here. It looks like they put some really high quality round bend hooks on there. So that's a win-win. I'm going to throw this guy like right around the same time, like I said, for the spinner. Those low light hours where I can move a bait fast. Before the sun comes up in the middle of the day, you want to cover water. You want to fish fast. You want to find fish. Therefore, in the middle of the day, when the sun comes up and the wind maybe backs down and conditions get a little bit tougher, you already have a good idea of where you caught those fish to where you can slow down and fish something like these mummy worms. I have already been hammering fish on these mummy worms. These are mummified wax worms. So I'm going to show you one of these guys up close too. I had no idea how good these were going to work. I took my kids out fishing a couple weeks ago off the back dock here and absolutely hammered them side by side with real worms. These things were catching them just as good, if not better, which is really nice because you can store them for long periods at a time. It's not live bait. Put it in a console of your boat. You happen to pull up on some panfish, happen to get some kids on your boat. Perfect solution to have bait ready to go if you want to fish it under a bobber. Like I said, middle of the day, things get tougher. You can put that on. You can do a little tiny drop shot setup and drop it down to the fish if they're deep. Or if you're fishing in a shallow area, you can fish it under a bobber, like one of those shotgun shell bobbers right there. So let's jump over to the October box. Okay, now I have, for the first one that I'm grabbing here is the Matsu series Nano crank. This is like a little tiny square bill, but the bill is more rounded, so it's going to have more natural wobble, which doesn't displace a ton of water, but it's still a good sized bait and it has good amount of weight to throw. A lot of really erratic action is not something that a lot of panfish are overly fond of, especially crappie. They don't like hard reactions. Shell crackers love a hard erratic moving bait where the lip is more squared. Shell crackers will hit that. You just got to get it down in front of them. This guy here with the more rounded is going to be more subtle and more natural, so that would probably be a really good crappie bait around those same times. And it's on the larger side, so you're looking to pull out a larger panfish. So whether you're competitively fishing for panfish, that might be something you want to try, or even trying to catch bigger ones with your friends. Really cool thing. During the crappie spawn this year at New Melones Reservoir, my buddy Matt Frazier and my other buddy, woo, this dog almost attacked the ducks down here, and my other buddy Mike Coleman were catching crappie on Topwater, and they were getting them on full-size poppers. But I see this little Matsu Nano popper, which would have been incredibly awesome to throw for topwater crappie. So if that happens next year, I'm gonna go do that. But I'm gonna throw it out back here and see if I can get a big red ear to come eat this popper. The Zoom Salty Mini Tubes. Now these have been in the Lucky Tackle Box Panfish box before. These are probably the best, if not top 3 best mini tubes. Very natural, very subtle. I've seen it slow motion on the camera. Every little tentacle on there is moving around, super natural, and there's quite a few. There's 15 in that little package, which is going to sustain you for quite some time. A little purple to the head. Now if you guys don't know, underwater purple turns more of a brown. A lot of juvenile crawfish have lighter brown and green accents to them. So that little purple haze with those chartreuse tails is gonna like kind of match up with a little tiny crawfish. And once again, that chartreuse color is gonna stand out in that dingier water. Here's something really cool. Lucas Oil Fishing Reel Oil. Now if you guys don't know, anywhere something can grind, at the base of your reel, the gears, your spool, a couple of drops of oil can make an old reel feel like it just came out of the box. Even on my bait casters, like every 4 or 5 months, I'll put a few drops of oil in there, and those suckers will be purring and casting much farther again. So if you receive this oil in your box, put it on the fine mechanics of your spool, and if you have one of those wiffle spools, like all the way at the base of your line, you'll see those holes going through there. Put this little nose down inside one of those little holes and put a couple drips down there and reel for about 3 or 4 minutes, and you'd be amazed. You'll get much more better casting length. Your reel will run more efficient, so use that thing. If you have reel oil, utilize it. The Steel Shad. This is more like a jigging lipless style crankbait. Now, I've used these a lot of the time in the winter time to catch bass. This is a much bigger lure right here, so I would imagine you can vertically jig this for big crappie in the winter time, or maybe big yellow perch. I've never tried something this big for panfish, but I'm definitely going to give it a whirl just to see what happens. The Mr. Twister 2-inch grubs. A curly tail grub, arguably one of the most successful lures of all time. If you're crappie fishing, these are a must. If you're red ear fishing, these are a must. Don't forget, guys, don't remember, that's fine. Don't forget your golden ticket, the 20th of every month on Lucky Tackle Box's YouTube channel. We have the Lucky Tackle Box Live. This number right here, if we call it out, you can win rods, reels, kayak, you name it. Here's some more little tiny Mustad hooks. These boxes are truly a bang for your dollar. It's a size 8, which is my favorite, most universal size of hook. It's got a long shank. This is what I always suggest when you take kids fishing. Use a long shank, because the kids are not really good at timing how long a fish has it. So if he swallows it, the long shank's going to allow you to get that back. So remember, guys, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel below and check out all of our other videos. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time.